36, we're supposed to find the product and justify our steps. A third times negative 9/10 times negative m times negative m. A lot of people miss it, but there's a 1 there, and there's a 1 there we want to make sure we hit. So if we use the commutative property to shuffle the order of things around, I'm going to put all my numbers together and then all my variables together. So I'm going to think of it as a third times negative 9/10 times negative 1 here, and I've got a negative 1 here, and then I've got my m's. I've got an m here and another m here. Okay, let's start with the fraction action. A third times negative 9/10. When we multiply fractions, we just work right across. So 1 times negative 9, that's negative 9. Now a question that a lot of times comes up is, well, that negative symbol, is it go with the 9? And the answer is it can. Or if you could put it with the 10, that's fine. But what you couldn't do is put it with the 9 and the 10, because then you'd have a negative over a negative, which we'll learn about in 2.6. That would also turn into a positive. So when you've got negative 9/10, you can either associate the negative with the top, the numerator, or the denominator, but you can't associate it with both. I like to usually put it with the numerator. So going back, again, a third times negative 9/10, I'm going to think of the negative with the 9. So 1 times negative 9 on top gives me negative 9. 3 times 10 on bottom gives me 30. And that reduces, they're both divisible by 3, reduces to negative 3/10. We still got to multiply by negative 1, and another negative 1, and an m, and an m. Now, multiplying by 1 doesn't change a number's value, so if you ignore the negatives here for a second, 3/10 times 1 times 1, well, that's going to be 3/10. How many negative symbols do you have? 1, 2, 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Well, every 2, chop, chop. So you end up with negative 3/10, and an m times an m. Any number times itself is that number squared. So our final answer is negative 3/10 times m squared.